Tap E to pick it up, hold E, and the same interaction becomes a full inspection. You can examine the item from different angles, while Procedural IK keeps the hand connected naturally. Different pickup animations behave differently. Ground pickups recover first, while unsupported animation can skip interaction automatically. It's driven by animation curves, control rig IK, montage sections, and reusable per animation settings. I've also launched YouTube channel memberships. If you want to save time, members can download the complete project files with every part of system carefully organized and documented. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, it's Human here. Here is the basic idea. After the character picks up the item, we keep the hand IK active and smoothly move its target in front of the body. We then rotate that target around a pivot to create an arc. This makes the IK move the entire arm instead of simply twisting the wrist in place. Finally, we'll polish the transition, limit the rotation to natural ranges, and adapt the process for different pickup height animations. Before we begin, this tutorial builds directly on the pickup system we created in the previous videos. If you haven't completed the core system yet, I recommend watching those tutorials first. Now, let's build the system. First, inside the character blueprint, add a scene component and call it Inspection Pivot. Then add another scene component as its child and call it Inspection Hand Target. You can also add a small sphere component under each one to make their positions easier to visualize while debugging. So the white sphere is the pivot and the blue sphere is the hand target. By rotating the pivot, the target is also going to be rotated. Alright, the first thing we need to implement is a way to tell the system that the player wants to inspect an item. The interaction begins with pressing E key on the keyboard. I want the interaction to begin as soon as we press E key like before, but if we hold the key for more than a specific time, the inspection should be enabled. In order to count the time that the E is being held, I will turn this into an enhanced input. So inside input folder, open up actions, create a new input action and name it IA interact. Let's add it in IMC default and assign E key to it. Okay, let's bring IA interact event. The started pin is going to act like pressed. We can remove E key from here. Now, using elapsed seconds, I can count how much the key is being held down. If the key is held for more than 0.3 seconds, we need to tell the system that inspection is going to happen. So we need a Boolean variable, let's name it shouldInspect, and make it true here. I'm going to use the triggered pin because it executes continuously while the input is active, allowing us to track how long the key has been held. ShouldInspect has meaning when there is an item to be inspected. Later in the logic flow, we find the item using the line trace. If there is no item, there is no inspection. So we need to check the validity of the current interactable. We also need to avoid the execution of this flow if shouldInspect is already true. Alright, this variable only determines that inspection should happen or not. So while playing the animation, we need to have a notify to tell us that this should be inspected. On play montage node, we have a switch on the notify names. Let's add another pin here and name it inspect ready. We will add this to the animation montage in just a moment. So when inspect ready hits in animation, we check if the item should be inspected, then enter the inspection state. Let's add another Boolean variable and name it is inspecting. We will make this true if item should be inspected. Okay, let's open up the animation montage. We will first set up the mid-height animation and add the other ones later. Alright, at the beginning of the animation, you'll see a purple label. This is a montage section, which we only have one. Let's rename it to reach. The first section of the animation, character is reaching to the item. In the next section, where the character closes the grip, right-click on the section track, add a new montage section and name it grab. Okay, after grabbing, when the hand wants to return toward the body, I will add the inspect section. And lastly, we have stow section. The best practice is to have a dedicated inspection animation and assign it to inspect montage section. In my case, this is the only animation that I have. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make inspect and stow section too close to each other that it only includes one frame. It's like in inspect section, the animation is frozen. Then in montage sections, set the next section for inspect to inspect. This will loop the inspect section unless we tell it otherwise. Make these sections too close to each other. You can see it still has some movement. Bring them even closer. Alright, the animation is playing now. You can see it's on play. But since the section is only one frame, it looks frozen. We will use this one frame for inspection animation. You can use your own if you have a proper one. Alright. We also need to add a notify which we added to the name switch. The name is inspect ready. Place the notify at the beginning of inspect section. Alright, let's get back to character blueprint. If the player just tap the E key and there's going to be no inspection, we pass the inspect section. Get the anim instance from character mesh. Use montage set next section. The current section is inspect and the next section is stow. And get current active montage from anim instance. Okay, if you test it out and hold E, the character will enter the inspection mode and it's looping the inspect section. When inspection begins, we need to place the inspection pivot in a suitable position. A point directly in front of the active camera is a good choice because it keeps the item centered. So after enabling the inspection mode, this is the camera and this is our inspection pivot. We get where the camera is looking at, then set the pivot location to that location. So we need to set the location of inspection pivot. We put it in front of the first person camera. If we multiply its forward vector to a float number, it gives us a distance. I'm gonna put 30 centimeters. If we add it to the location of the camera, that's going to be our desired location. You'll see the inspection pivot changes the location to in front of the camera. We should disable the camera movement while inspection is enabled. Find IA mouse look event. We let it do its job if inspection is disabled. Alright, now we will use the same IA mouse look to rotate the inspection pivot. Copy IA mouse look from here, find an empty space. If we are in inspection state, we want to modify inspection pivot rotation. We get the current rotation, multiply the mouse input by a sensitivity variable, add it to the current rotation. I will use a make rotator node to create a new rotation. Okay, connect roll. Since the mouse input is giving X and Y, we can't directly get the yaw movements from the mouse input. You can add a key yourself if you want, but for this tutorial, I'm not going to change it, so connect it directly to yaw. For pitch, we do the same as we did for the roll. Alright, this is what we have so far. Now in game, by moving the mouse, the pivot rotates and the target rotates with it. Alright, now let's actually attach the wrist to the inspection target. To make this easier to understand and visualize how the hand IK effector changes, I'll first draw the transform of the hand R control. Open up hand IK control rig, use a draw transform, connect hand R control to it, and we need to put these two commands in console to see the transform in game. That's it. That transform should follow the blue circle. Let's go to animation blueprint. In event graph, this is what we have right now. We are setting the grip type, setting the hand R control from the calculated grip point, and activating the IK alpha based on animation curve. I was using the validity of current interactable to set these variables. Right now, since the IK alpha and hand R control is dependent on inspection, we can decouple them like this. Now we want to set hand R control to inspection pivot transform while the inspection is active. If inspection is false, do the same as before. We want the hand at the grip point target. If it's true, since the hand IK is already active in mid-height pickup, we want to interpolate the hand target smoothly to the inspection target. So first get the transform of inspection hand target, convert the space for control rig. Let's pass it directly to hand R control for now and see what happens. Okay, we have two problems. Hand jumped to the inspection target, which looks bad, and also we have hand orientation problem. We will going to fix this in a few moments. So we use T-interp2. Target is the inspection hand target. Current is hand R control. Set the speed however you like it. We need to pass the delta time to interp node. On animation update event, I will promote delta time to a variable and pass it to delta time here. Now in game, you'll see the interpolation. Okay, we fixed the jump. Now let's talk about the orientation. I explained this in detail in my realistic pickup system tutorial, that why this happens to the hand. So now let's go to character blueprint. The x-axis of the hand target should be facing the character. Y-axis is hand palm that should face the item, and Z is up. The rotation only matters here, and I set it to inspection pivot, which is applied on hand target automatically. Put the hand target at the right side of the pivot. Now let's test the game. Excellent. Hand R control is following the hand target. We should do two things. We should limit the range of rotation to avoid twists and unnatural rotation of the wrist, and keep a rest position, which is going to be the initial position of the hand target, and reset the rotation back to the rest position over the time. Let's get back to character blueprint. I'm gonna add a custom event. Let's name it reset inspect rotation. If the inspection is active, we interpolate the inspection pivot rotation to a resting rotation. We need to keep an initial rotation at the beginning of the game, and that's going to be our target. So on begin play, get inspection pivot rotation, promote it to a variable, and name it initial inspection pivot rotation. Now we pass it to the target here. This event should be called in a tick event. Now let's see what happens. We can see hand rotates back and interpolates to the rest position. Okay, now let's add the limit for the rotation range. In here that we change the rotation using IA mouse look, before passing it to the rotator, we clamp the value. I played with the values so I know what I want. Set the values like this. Now we have the limit on rotation. Alright, now assume we're done with the inspection and we want to put it in our inventory. So we need to be able to continue the animation. I will also assign E key to exit from inspection state. On IA interact event, we are first checking if is picking up is active, which is not a good name. I'm gonna rename this to is pickup sequence active. Okay, this is avoiding a new pickup sequence. But before this, we need to check if an inspection is happening. If it's not, do the line trace and the rest of the logic. But if we have an active inspection, we continue to the next montage section, which is stow. Then set is inspecting to false. A jump will happen here in game when we exit from inspection. That's because in animation blueprint, we have set if is inspect is false, set hand R control to current grip point. This returns the hand to the snapshotted grip point, which we don't want. So before disabling the inspection, we set current grip point to the inspection hand target. Also here, after the animation is complete, I reset the grip point, which we shouldn't do. So remove this from here. Alright, our mid-height pickup and inspection is working perfectly, but we're going to run into problem when picking up from ground. Two things are different. In mid-height animation montage, when inspect section is being looped, the hand IK alpha is on 1 already, and that's coming from the alpha curve. But on ground animation, let me set up the sections first. The inspection is going to happen when character stands up. After grabbing the item, the IK alpha gets 0. We need our IK alpha to be 1 when inspecting. Make sure you have set up the sections and added the inspect ready notify. Since I don't have an inspection animation for ground pickup, I will loop this part to do the inspection. If we test it in the game, when character enters inspection, since the IK is at 0, the hand doesn't come up. Let's get back to animation blueprint. Here, we are reading the IK alpha from the curve, but this is not enough. We need to make sure in inspection pickup and regular pickup, we have the proper IK. Regular pickup IK comes from the curve, and for inspection, we define a new float variable. Let's name it inspection IK alpha. When character is inspecting, we select the value for inspection IK alpha. It's 1 when it's true. The IK coming from the curve has its own interpolation based on the curve. But for inspection, we don't change the IK alpha immediately from 0 to 1 or vice versa. We use an interpolation. This way, IK alpha always increases or decreases gradually. Set it to inspection IK alpha. Our final value is going to be read from right-hand IK alpha. So what we do, we read the max value of these two. It's the inspection or the curve. This way, the IK alpha is always going to be correct. Now, on ground pickup, IK interpolates to 1. On ground pickup animation, you can see the item can be closer to the camera. So I need to set a different distance for inspection from ground pickup. Also, for animation like picking up from high or shelves, there is really no room for inspection. So even if I hold E here, I need to pass the inspection at the moment and do it some other time. So we need per animation settings. In data assets folder, create a struct, name it st pickup height data. Right now in character blueprint, we have a mapping pickup montages which contains the height and corresponding montages. Instead of assigning one montage to each height, we want to keep a struct data. So the first member, as we discussed, is inspection distance. You can set different distances for each pickup animation. Next is pickup montage. We will assign the corresponding montage here. Next variable is can inspect. I want to disable inspection for high pickup and enable it for other two. The last one is requires recovery. I will explain what this is as we move forward. Alright, let's plug this struct into our logic. On handle pickup event, we have get pickup montage. Open this up. Instead of returning the montage, we want to return the pickup data. Rename the mapping to pickup height data. The value type is the struct that we just created. Change the output parameter type. Rename the function to get pickup height data. Let's get back. We want to keep a reference to it, so promote it to a variable. It's going to be current pickup data. Split the struct and pass pickup montage. After the animation is done, set should inspect to false, and also reset the pickup data. Now select pickup height data mapping. We need to enter the default information. I want to disable inspection for high pickup, so can inspect is going to be false. Therefore, we don't need to set inspection related properties. Just assign the pickup montage. The middle pickup inspection distance is 30 centimeters. Can inspect is true, required recovery is false. It means as soon as character picks up the item, the inspection happens. But for ground pickup, requires recovery is true because inspection happens after character stands up. So there's a recovery time there. Set the inspection distance to a lower value. Plug in distance value from pickup data here. Next, when inspection ready hits in animation montage, we check should inspect and can inspect. Alright, for requires recovery, let's get back to animation blueprint. When picking the item up from the ground, the hand R control interpolates to inspection hand target. Requires recovery tells us whether the pickup animation needs time to return the character to a natural pose before inspection begins. For these animations, we avoid interpolating the IK target because that would pull the hand toward the inspection position while the recovery animation is still playing. Instead, we fade out the IK, let the animation control the arm, and reactivate it when the hand is ready to enter inspection. So, on inspection, we check requires recovery. If it does, set hand R control directly. If it doesn't, interpolate it to the target. This way, ground pickup and mid-height pickup work correctly alongside each other. And that's it. we have a smooth and reusable inspection system that works with different pickup animations while keeping the hand naturally connected to the item. Thanks for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.